Scorpio, hello. Welcome to Coffee, Sage, and Tarot. This is going to be your reading for May 2025. Please do keep in mind that these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and reverse anything as you see fit. Okay? No spread today. We're just going to let the cards do their thing and see what Spirit has for you. Alrighty? Show me Scorpio, please, for the month of May 2025. Show me Scorpio for the month of May 2025. Show me Scorpio, please. Show me Scorpio for the month ahead. Show me Scorpio, please, for the month of May. Last time, show me Scorpio, please. All right. Justice, some decisions. Let's pop it up on there. All right. Okay. Justice here. So the name of the game for you in the month of May is decisions. Okay, decision making time. For some of you, as well, this could be some legal matters that you're tending to. Okay, and perhaps that's taking the majority of your time heading into May. The world reversed. See how she's kind of like hanged man in that, right? Kind of similar vibe, at least with her legs there. I'm wondering if you're just resisting what's next. What is the natural place to go, the natural cycle of things? I'm wondering if you're resisting that, Scorpio. Four of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Moon. It feels like some energy or some kind of things that are unknown to you are attacking your peace of mind. And you're kind of like, I don't want any part of this right now. I've made my decision, so stop coming for me, kind of deal. So I'm wondering if that's not the case here. Knight of Cups and the Three of Pentacles showed up on their own. They showed up kind of together here. Honestly, this feels like knowing that something new is coming, or knowing that something new is necessary, in terms of knowing a new group, starting a new hobby, a new venture, perhaps a new job, knowing that that is something that is needs to be done. And that could be what this decision is kind of all about heading into May for you, Scorpio. Okay, I've got Two of Cups in the shadow here, along with the Emperor. So it could be, some relationship or some connection to an Aries, or to somebody who's trying to take control here, or is very much in charge. Relationship with a boss could be that kind of dynamic as well. This also could be meeting yourself, right? An equal meeting, and kind of taking charge from a kind of centered place, a balanced place. Okay, let's see what kind of guidance we can get. Show me some clarifiers here for Scorpio for their month. Show me some clarifiers here for Scorpio heading into May. There's too many. Show me clear and concise messages for Scorpio heading into May, please. Last time. All right. we've got a lot going on. It's funny because these readings for this month have been like feast or famine. Either all the cards want to come out or none of them do. And there's really been no in between. Queen of Wands on her side, showing up kind of underneath that Two of Cups here. Honestly, I'm just getting this idea that you're not listening to yourself in the way that you should be. And perhaps that's a warning. Okay, but either way, that is coming through. Six of Wands, Ace of Wands showing up on their side here. It's interesting, right? Because the Knight of Swords and the Six of Wands both suggest movement, but they're movement in opposing directions here. And with this Six of Wands sideways, he's not going anywhere. Okay, so it feels like whatever this kind of unknown thing is, it's like that is trying to come for your peace of mind. It's almost like you're not ready to act yet, which is weird because you are making some decisions here. Or this month is supposed to be all about decisions. Perhaps Spirit is saying it's time for you to make some decisions here, and you're kind of showing up saying, no, I don't want to make any. And that's why the world is in reverse. Kind of, this is the universe kind of saying, okay, Scorpio, now is the time. In May, you have to start making some true decisions here. And the universe is kind of spitting some things, trying to force you to make a decision. And you're like, nah, bro, I'm good. This is nap time for me. I am enjoying where I am. I'm not thinking too deeply on one thing or the other. And so there is an opportunity here to be quite successful, right? And to really capitalize on this ace, this kind of invigorated passion, and really take charge. But it looks like you're kind of like not really taking that opportunity. But if you did take that kind of bull by the horns, you would be quite successful. Okay, so that's interesting here. Death on its side, covering the world, which is in reverse. Yeah, it feels like you're not really engaged one way or the other here. The devil showing up on the side, kind of on this side is what I mean. He's right side up. Yeah, and I mean, I do feel his presence here. I'm wondering if this is you just like trying to show up and do the bare minimum. And I mean that nicely. Kind of like, Scorpio, you kind of been through it. This hasn't been the easiest year for you, I would say. And, you keep pushing and you keep pushing and you keep pushing and you keep pushing, and we all get tired, right? And so I feel like for you, the universe is saying keep going, and you're like, no. I want to take a beat. I want to take a pause here. Yeah, and it feels like you're not that delay will only feed that devil more. And it feels like it's only setting you back. I'm very much getting the vibe that this is a marathon, not a sprint. And, Spirit is saying with that Justice card, you made some decisions. Where's your commitment here? Let's keep it going. And you're kind of like, well, this is harder than I thought. And I get that, right? And so we all want to take a minute and have a little bit of a mental retreat here and just kind of say, okay, enough is enough. But it feels like Spirit is saying, well, this is the time that you need to engage, because this is the time where things will start happening. Okay. So definitely an uphill battle is what I'm feeling, and I'm feeling like you're kind of done, at least temporarily. King of Swords, Two of Wands, and then we do have that Nine of Wands showing up kind of right at the core of this Four of Swords here. King, this is you showing up again, right? It's this idea of, there's some decisions that need to be made. You're just too tired. You're kind of like, I want to take a beat. Nine of Pentacles also showing up here. And kind of, again, she's in between here. This idea of knowing that something new is necessary and you will be successful in that new thing. You know you need something new here. So let's make that happen with that Magician energy here. So it feels like it feels like perhaps you've been stagnant, or what feels like you've been stuck in stagnation, when in fact you have been, making steady movements here, and you're kind of in this place where you need a minute because you've been doing all the work but not really seeing any rewards. And this devil is kind of popping in to say, okay, we'll just stick around here. That's fine. And this Knight of Cups, Three of Pentacles, is kind of saying perhaps it's not necessarily a new thing, although it could be new environment, new job, new hobby. While that could be part of it, it's like that also requires forward movement. That also requires that momentum to be steady. And so that's just another reason for you to continue on, right? And continue ushering forward instead of sticking in this kind of pause that seems to be happening right now, okay? Show me a little bit more for Scorpio heading into May, please. Show me more for Scorpio, please, heading into May. Anything else for Scorpio heading into May? Last time. Sorry, it felt like one more time. All right. Yeah, okay, the Tower, again, not so surprised to see that there. It's like something's got to help you move here, right? And so if you're not going to do it yourself, the universe is going to do it for you. And it's probably going to be a little bit rougher of a process, right? Five of Swords on its side here, looking down. The good news is that it's not right side up. I'm wondering if we're not working on releasing some anger here, and resentment. Perhaps that's something that you've been feeling recently, and you're trying to let this go, and that perhaps has to do with you kind of disengaging and pulling back a little bit. Perhaps you have been a little bit angry, or perhaps you have been a little bit frustrated, which makes sense. You're putting in a lot of work and you're not really seeing any reward, right? So it makes sense that frustration is coming to the surface here, and you want to put a pause on that, or you want to kind of nip that in the bud as it's coming to you, right? So that we stop it before it reaches its full potential there. The Moon showing up again. And let me backtrack here. We had the Two of Cups in the shadow, and then we had it in the shadow here before this clarifier. And again, it feels like connection is the name of the game with that. So it could be a connection to yourself, or perhaps a promise, right, that you made to yourself. Remember the promise you made to yourself, or remember what you told yourself you would do, something along those lines. If you are with your partner here, apply that to your partner. Remember the promise you made. Remember the commitment you made to this person, to this partnership, to this, okay? And that's what I'm feeling here. Remember that, right? The Moon showing up again. Sorry. So we do have a little bit of that Pisces energy here. The unknown is scary, but it shouldn't be something that's stopping you. And it almost feels like the unknown is stopping you. And so with this Tower, it's kind of like this little nudge to get you to keep going. Queen of Swords showing up. You have the wisdom, you've been through stuff, right? Like, and your logic has led you here, and it feels like the Queen, right? I'm looking at her hand. It's almost like to say, move on, keep moving forward. Why have you stopped? Four of Wands, the Star, the World showing up in its right position. Keep moving, keep going, right? You wanted, what was your goal here? What was your star that you had in mind? Well, you're right there, right? It's literally just on the other side of whatever this celebration is. It's almost like you have to walk through this, right? It's within reach. It's within your grasp. You can see it. So why are you stopping? Why are you letting, the fear dominate here? Well, it's not going to stop you. The tower is coming through and saying, hey, I know you're tired. I know you're fatigued. I know you want to rest right here. But literally, whatever you have, whatever you want is just on the other side. Keep going. Okay? You're close, Scorpio. You're close. Anything else here for Scorpio to know in May? Anything else for Scorpio to know in the month of May, please? Anything else for Scorpio to know in the month of May? Last time, anything else? Okay, thank you. All right. Two, right? Connection. For some reason, Spirit really wants you to keep a connection in mind, right? And again, this idea of this commitment you made to yourself, commitment you made to somebody else, whatever it is, remember that. Remember that. That's important for this month, okay? What else do we have here? We have the Page of Cups and the Star. It's almost like the star is blocking that page, or sorry, the page is blocking the star. Do not give into temptation. Do not give into this devil here, right? There's a part of you that wants to stop where you are, but that part of you is not the part of you that wants more for yourself, wants better, wants to achieve whatever it is that your star is, right? So do not let this temporary feeling get in the way of what you truly want for yourself. Literally, you are so close to where you're trying to go here. Do not be deceived by this page. Keep going. Your star is just on the other side, okay? It's almost like you're coming to the top of the hill here and you're like, oh, I want to rest right here. But as soon as you get to the top, you will see your star. You will see that you are accomplishing what you need to, okay? 10 of Wands here. Yeah, it's difficult. Right? This whole year has been difficult for you, Scorpio. Sorry, I'm getting a little stern in my voice. But it's like I'm getting amped up because it's like you're so close. You are so close. It is so hard. The road has not been kind, but you are right there, right? And universe is saying, Spirit is saying, you are right there. Keep going. 6 of Cups here. Be gentle with yourself. Treat yourself kindly. Treat yourself with respect. Remember what you're doing. Remember that you need to nourish yourself from within, right? And, breaks are fine. Everybody needs breaks. But if you're giving too much into that devil energy and you're getting, for example, lazy, or you're falling into bad habits or old habits or things that you've tried so hard to do away with, that's when, breaks are no longer necessary. They're hurtful. Right? And they're taking away from what it is that you're trying to do. And with you being so close to where you want to be, right? And things kind of sliding into place here, make sure that you're nourishing yourself the right way. And that takes active engagement, right? Not passivity, right? Not just kind of zoning out just for the sake of it, or not doing something just because, you don't want to. It's this idea of purposely taking a pause, and what are you doing while you're doing that pause, right? And making sure that you're being very mindful of what you're feeding yourself, right? This is interesting here. In terms of crossing justice, we have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, but they're both kind of looking opposite ways here, right? So it's like your head wants to go one way and your feet are going another. Yeah, and it feels like that does make sense, right? You made some decisions perhaps in the past, and now you're kind of like, oh, I don't know, because it's taken so long to get here. Keep going, right? It's also this idea of slow and steady progress, and then quick and fleeting, right? It's this idea, you are working towards something that is monumental and pivotal for you. That takes time, right? And just like, sometimes we lose sight of how much time things take, right? And just like in the movies, we want things to be quick and on a fast forwarded timeline, right? We don't want to do the work. Well, the work is necessary in order to get you where you're going safely and securely. And so it does feel like, you might be fatigued and feeling like this isn't worth it, but you have made so much headway and so many steps to get you to this point. It's just a little bit longer, right? um Success is on the other side of fear or something like that, right? This feels like that. So keep going. Four of Cups, Seven of Wands in the shadow here. Yeah, this is hesitant energy. This is blocking energy. This is not being engaged in the way that you should be. And if it feels like, Spirit is trying to wake you up to that, it's kind of like, okay, get it together here, Scorpio. We need to do what needs to be done. And you are so close to that Empress, right? That feel good, that look good, that living in abundance, that where you want to be, right? So let's continue on. Let's keep on keeping on here. You know what I mean? Ace of Pentacles, that opportunity, right? Don't block yourself out from that, because it literally is right around the corner for you. Okay? Let's see what message Spirit has for you. Show me that message for Scorpio, please. Show me that message for Scorpio. Show me that message for Scorpio, please. Spend time alone. All decisions, this is number 8. All decisions must be made by yourself. Give yourself the time and space to seek answers within rather than without. You may be surrounded by too many external influences at the moment, and thus unable to connect with and listen to your own heart. Take some time away to be by yourself. It's okay to take a break, to turn down social invitations, to get takeout for supper, and to watch a movie alone. If you need to ask for the time away, then do so. Make self-care and self-connection a priority now, in whatever capacity you can manage. The quantity of alone time does not matter as much as the quality. Quality is determined by whether we are still running away from ourselves by using distractions, or whether we are giving ourselves our full and undivided attention. Perhaps it will take a quiet room with a pen and a paper to write down our thoughts and dreams, or perhaps it will require hiking, jogging, or cycling out in nature where our thoughts can work themselves out while our bodies are engaged in activity. Sometimes we may need a weekend alone at the beach or in silent meditation. We need the quiet spaces where the inner promptings from the heart can be heard. For each of us, this may mean something different. What's important is to allow yourself the time and space to listen to the voice within. Excellent, Scorpio. That's what I have for you here, okay? I'm just focusing on that light that she has there, right? By her side. She carries the light with her, just like you carry the light within you. That light will never leave you, right? And it is right there. I appreciate you coming and taking the time to gain some insight heading into May, just as I hope that you appreciate this reading. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it, and I wish you all the best today and always, okay? We'll see you next time. You take care, Scorpio.